Also, other groups that have been a part of organizing this has been Military Families Speak Out, the Unitarian Church of Staten Island, Pax Christi, Iraq Veterans Against the War, Vietnam Veterans Against the War, Veterans for Peace, Film Fest Reloaded, Movement for a Democratic Society, the Staten Island Democratic Association, and Staten Island Stonewall. I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Debbie Anderson is a member of Military Families Speak Out and also is a very active member of Peace Action Staten Island. Debbie Anderson.
Hold on, Debbie, I'll get it.
Maybe I should just a little higher. Yeah, I guess so. Hi, my name is Debra Anderson. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, real well.
I'm going to have to take this off. Okay. I've been a member of Military Families Speak Out for the past 5 years now. And as the wife of an Iraq veteran, I can tell you firsthand that this war should have never happened. For the troops who are lucky enough to come back, they are never the same. My husband was an Army National Guardsman, since retired, with 23 years of service. He served a year-long tour in Iraq from 2004 to 2005 and lost almost 20 close comrades. As a National Guardsman, he never expected to serve overseas, especially not in a war such as Iraq, not since we were supposed to learn from the horrors and mistakes of Vietnam. He has been forever changed and shaped by what happened to him, and he is not the same man I knew before. Military families have endured so much. We've lost loved ones, some have come home severely injured and maimed for life. We've lost time together, holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, sleep, marriages, years, and most of all, our peace of mind, something we seem to never get back. I've been fighting like hell these past 5 years to get our government to listen, to raise people's awareness as to what is going on, sometimes by organizing demonstrations or vigils, signing petitions, writing letters to Congress. I've been fighting like hell to get back some kind of normalcy too, but what is that after someone close to you serves in war? I'm very angry and disgusted with many of our congresspersons. Many of us have lost faith in our elected officials because they refuse to listen or meet with military families, peace leaders, or any constituent who doesn't agree with them. Our very own Vito Fasella has refused to meet with me or answer my letters for almost 4 years now. He should be ashamed of himself. He's supposed to be our representative, but he doesn't represent us, our troops, or our values. No, he represents Bush. And I am sorry, but I am angry at the military for not standing up to the government and for their continued participation in illegal war and for putting our soldiers in harm's way, tour after tour, and with no end in sight. We have lost over 4,000 U.S. soldiers, and I don't believe that's a true count. These aren't the real figures because they don't want people to know. For instance, if you die out of country, or in a non-combative situation, or if they commit suicide, in or out of Iraq because of the war, they're not counted, and I am sure there are thousands more not accounted for. I think if you commit suicide because of what happened to you in the war, then you're a casualty of that war. Who agrees with me? In a study recently done by CBS News, it was discovered that in 2005 alone, and this is just for 45 states that responded, there are at least 6,256 veteran suicides, 120 every week for a year, and an average of 17 every day. That is alarming and a sheer tragedy. It shouldn't be happening. This is how the VA and the government takes care of our troops. It's basically a use 'em or lose 'em mentality, and that's an outrageous betrayal for our soldiers. Furthermore, our government knows it was a war based on lies, yet they continue to provide Bush with a blank check to continue this illegal, immoral war for purposes of securing oil. What are they afraid of? It had nothing to do with Al-Qaeda. There were no WMDs. We know this now. And where is Osama? They sure ain't looking for him, because if they were, they would have found him a long time ago. It was all an excuse to get into the Middle East and take control of oil and nothing more, and our troops are dying for nothing but sheer greed. All I can say is funding the war is killing our troops. Funding the war is killing innocent Iraqi civilians. Funding the war is crippling our own economy. People in the U.S. are losing their homes, their jobs. They go without health care or food day after day. When will it end? I'll tell you when the war ends. $720 million a day is being spent on this war, with a tab of $500 billion, which will easily lead up to $3 trillion. I mean, look at the signs around you and how the war affects us in our everyday lives. Congress must stop funding the war now and put the money back into our own economy, towards rebuilding Iraq, towards veterans' health care, so we can take care of them when they get here. I'm ashamed of my country. It's very hard for me to say that, but this is not the America I dreamed of. Should it be a dream? No, it shouldn't have to be. People all over the world despise us now because of our government's acts of crime on humanity. We need to reestablish our trust among other countries, and we need to rebuild trust and heal as a nation. We need to impeach all those responsible for the illegal acts they have committed in the Middle East and elsewhere. Not to mention all the other countless crimes they continue to commit here at home in our Constitution. There are pages and pages of these crimes that are being committed. If we don't impeach, we will continue to set the precedents for other politicians to continue on this very dangerous, destructive path and abuse of power. The war drums are beating for Iran, and it's got to stop now. Let's end the occupation of Iraq and Afghanistan, and no more wars of aggression. Please tell Congress to stop funding the war now. I'm asking each and every one of you here today, if you want to support the troops, when you leave here, call or write your elected officials and tell them to stop agreeing to fund the war. Talk to your friends about it, ask them what they can do, and hit the streets, voice your opinions. It's your right. Do it for your country and do it for the troops. They lay their lives down every day for us. It's the least we could do for them. Thank you.